What's up, everyone? I'm Scott.
And I'm Jason.
And you are listening to Liquid Carnage. My friend, it's hot. It's summer, but on the day this releases, it is one of the happiest days of the year. Do you know why that is?
No, I don't.
Well, one, it is a few days before your birthday.
Yes.
But also, it is the first preseason game of the 2023 NFL season.
Who's playing?
I don't care if it's practice football with the Jets and the Browns.
Oh, Jets and the Browns. Okay.
The Jets and the Browns. Do not care. I do not care.
But we're not going to see
why?
anybody in that game.
We will see nobody. However,
yes,
we are going to have football every week from now until Valentine's Day.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah, it's the start of a very busy season.
I can't wait.
The rest of this year is going, and then once it hits November, then you've got 3 sports going at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
3 sports.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's getting to be October is one of the best times for sports in of the year because all 4 major sports are going now because they moved basketball earlier for the start of the season. Hockey's in full swing. The playoffs for baseball, football's going. Everywhere you turn, there's sports. And it's good right now because of that actors strike.
Yes. Yeah. No, they're probably going to make a ton of money catching up on entertainment because we Americans need our entertainment. We cannot not have entertainment of some form.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
Absolutely.
something. So if you don't want to have movies, fine. We'll find something else to spend our money on.
Exactly. And it's sports.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. No, I realize that this recording is the last recording of my 50th year. I officially am 51 next week. So what do you do?
Well, that's a great thing. What are you going to do for your birthday?
Absolutely nothing. I was gung-ho for 50. I'm ho-hum for 51, man.
So you blew it all for your 50th?
I think I blew it all for my 50th, and now 51, okay, I'm still alive, so I'll celebrate that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll celebrate that. This weekend, one of our really good friends came down. He turned 52 on Saturday, so he came down to celebrate his birthday. And all we could talk about was our ailments and our pains, and I felt like I was an old man.
Yeah, it's funny. When you get to a certain age, like you remember when you were a kid, every birthday was a milestone.
Oh, it was huge.
It was huge. And then, 16, obviously you're driving.
Yep.
18, you're a legal adult.
Yep.
21, you can drink.
Yep.
At 25, your insurance goes down.
And you can rent a vehicle on your own.
And you can rent a vehicle. I figure after 25, you only really need to get excited for your birthday to start every new decade and maybe the fifth one, like your 35th, your 45th, something like that. I feel like that is the range. You're 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And then I think once you get past 80, it's just for the family. But, hey, make them give you a cake, take you out to a nice dinner, do something nice every year because at that point we're all lucky to be alive.
Well, and, even Noreen has asked, like, well, what do you want to do for your birthday? I said, I got to be honest. This is the weird thing, too, Scott. I have never been one of those type of people that keep my birthday a secret. I go to the Starbucks to let them know that it's my birthday today. I tell people all the time, I'm celebrating my birthday today. And
will you be getting your free Grand Slam breakfast?
Yeah, whatever. I am totally gung-ho. I've never been one to shy away from letting people know it's my birthday. Some people, like, they don't want to talk about their birthday at all. It's like, oh, what's going on today? Oh, it's my birthday. Well, why haven't you told anybody? Oh, I don't care. It's like, oh, God. See, I love my birthday. So I just don't think I need to do anything. In the last 3 months, I've gone to San Diego or Oceanside, California, Italy, Croatia, and Greece, and then we went to Mexico. So I feel like in the last 3 months, I've partied enough for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with just kind of chilling. Just kind of chilling. Maybe the girls are going to go see Barbie on Wednesday. And Steve and I and Dave have talked about maybe going to a cigar bar and having a cocktail and a cigar. So I might just turn that into my birthday thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, just
nothing major.
Yeah. So
I mean, well, it's hard to top what you did last year for your birthday.
no, but last year was a big one. I mean, 50.
Yeah, absolutely, it was great. It was a massive one.
It was the end of the 50th year, and literally, it actually ended on the Sunday of that weekend. So it just worked out perfectly. This year, my birthday's on a Monday. Okay.
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do? What do you get excited about anymore, right, Scott? What do we get excited about anymore?
Oh, I just told you, I get excited for football season. All major sports coming back online. I get excited for food. I have a new culinary goal.
What's that?
That I've decided I'm going to work on, because as you know, I'm a bit of an amateur pit master.
Yes.
I enjoy smoking the meats, because you get to 40, you either decide that your personality is going to be World War II or smoked meats.
Yes.
I have chosen the latter.
Okay.
So this year, I mean, you and I have talked about it. I'm going to bring you some. I have been working on Texas Hot Links, basically smoked sausage.
Yes, you've mentioned it a couple times that you're dabbling.
I'm dabbling. Like my first batch came out. I'm very happy with it. My second batch came out, but I know what I did wrong, and it's easily fixable. But through my studies of what to do next, I have fallen down the rabbit hole of creating all beef hot dogs.
Oh.
And there's a difference between the sausage and the hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to attempt to make my own all beef hot dogs.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's if this all goes well, I was talking to a friend of mine. Ironically, his name is Dean. He's a little bit older. He's older Dean.
He's older. Okay.
He's older Dean. And he comes from Wyoming, where he makes a very nice beef chili, like no bean beef chili. So the goal is to make a chili dog from scratch, bun, dog, and chili, and just see how it comes out.
Wow, that sounds delicious, man. I hope it works out. I really do.
Yeah, me too. I really do. I just need the time.
You do need the time. You know, I don't know if you've been watching the news or following anything, but it is getting to the point where even the news is boring. Like, it's the same friggin' stories. It's the same. It's like, wow, man, we just have nothing new, nothing unique, nothing exciting that's different.
Well, in summertime, the world is on fire. Everything's hot.
That's true. That's true.
We are literally in the hottest year on record for the last 120,000 years.
Yes.
And when they say it like that, it makes me wonder, like, well, how the hell do you know? Like what carbon records, what are you looking at to be able to dictate what the temperature was on August 1st, 1985 BC versus August 1st, 2023?
Yeah, I'm sure that it probably just has to do that they didn't have all the things in the ozone back, that many years ago, because there's no way it could have been that hot.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's funny because you talk about the news, and there's nothing going on. Like I said, the actors are on strike, the writers are on strike, so TV is going to become very limited. But there was an interesting story last week in Congress, and I don't know if you saw this, but they had a panel investigating the recent UFO uptick in sightings, and a former government official went on record saying that we do in fact have UFOs in custody and non-human biological bodies of said UFOs also in U.S. custody.
No, come on, really? I have not heard that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
In a Senate hearing?
And as a Senate or a special committee hearing, either way, it was bipartisan, Republican and Democrat. They came together on one issue, and the issue was, do aliens exist? And they had someone confirm. They had a former government official that confirmed it. But I will say, for those two parties to get along to do this makes me wonder, what are they trying to hide and trying to throw us off the scent from? Because, this seems like a pretty big deal. And if it's not making more news, either everyone's already over it or something else is going on.
Well, I will say this. It seems like for me, when I hear this story, one that I haven't really heard anything about it, tells me that they are trying to do some sort of buried job on it. Cause you know me, I listen to the news a lot.
Yeah.
And I listen to stories and watch news and read news, and I have not heard that.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that I would say is that I would not be surprised if they're trying to bury something. But the other thing I would say is when I think about this planet in this galaxy, in this universe, it does not surprise me that there are aliens. It does not surprise me one bit. So maybe part of it too is no one's really talking about it because like, okay, yeah, like you're not telling me something that would just shock me.
So, okay, so we're going to call this story a spork because it's got 3 prongs to it.
Okay.
And that was the center prong.
Okay.
So the first prong was a viral sensation a few weeks back of a woman freaking out on an airplane because the person she was sitting next to, she claims, was not human.
Oh.
And there's a video of her saying, "That is not human. I want to get off the plane. Let me out of here. We're all going to die. I'm not going to die because of that thing." And it was just for when people were, cause everyone at that point had their cameras out because it's what you do in 2023.
Okay.
Your phones. And then this one was freaking out trying to like get through the aisles on the plane. And when someone panned over to the guy, he wasn't even moving. He just had his head down with his hood on from his hoodie. And you really couldn't get a look at his face, but she freaked out. And the weird part about that was, everyone had to evacuate the plane. No one has been able to find her since. Has not checked into work, has not checked in with family, never got back on the plane.
What?
Yeah.
I never heard that story either.
Yeah, that one is floating out there with a lot of conspiracies.
Okay.
Now the memes are that we owe this lady an apology. The fun we made of her for a week.
Because I see. Okay, because someone says that something's happening means it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So, and the other prong.
Yeah, what's the other sport?
The other prong of this one, I find this a little hard to believe, but if you're going to go down this rabbit hole, you have to consider all things possible. Correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I agree.
And I have not had a lot of time to research this one yet. This one just started popping up on my YouTube algorithm, so I'm going to have to do some more investigating. But apparently a time traveler, because there are stories of time travelers, has come out and said that this Senate hearing was to brace people because we are about to find a giant space creature floating by Earth.
And is it warning us to protect us?
That we will just discover it. That it will be a live sentient being. And they didn't go into any other detail that I've been able to find yet. But I'm going to go out on a limb. If he's a time traveler from the future and it's true, I think we're okay. I don't know.
Well,
this sounds when I say it sounds very weird. I know, but
okay, no, but so this tells me something good. Okay.
Yeah.
Because everyone and their mother says that the Earth will basically be unlivable in 50 to 100 years.
Yeah.
So if this person is coming from the future, that tells me that all the people who think that we only have 50 to 100 years left don't know what they're talking about either.
Exactly. I mean,
so,
like I said,
so now I feel so much better that the future generations have a world to live in.
Yeah, exactly. So does Willie Nelson and Keith Richards.
Yeah.
They have a home. But like I said, and that one's very far-fetched, unless you are familiar with Nikola Tesla and his theories with, like, people really think he invented, he figured out time travel. People think that one of his top secret files that was taken upon his death was he did crack the time travel theory.
Oh, okay.
But that file was classified and taken out of his apartment shortly after his death, so no one can confirm that he actually was able to figure it out. But
okay,
the working theory is that he did do it. It was in the files. They have it.
Maybe you can answer a question for me. If we go back to the aliens exist, That's right now. Would you identify that as a conspiracy theory?
I don't know anymore. I mean, it depends, man. I don't. If they, there's a lot of declassified documents out there of the government, Project Bluebeam from the 40s, where that's a lot of, the FBI and Air Force in the early days of hunting down these claims of alien activity and UFOs and whatnot. Roswell, what happens in Los Alamos in New Mexico. There's a lot of things out there. I don't know if it's a conspiracy anymore, if it's just one of those, it's common knowledge, we just don't talk about it.
Okay. I guess the point I was going to try to ask is, let's say that it turns out that it's true.
Yeah.
As a person who believes in this conspiracy theory, what does that do to their daily lives or to their belief system if they find out that their conspiracy theory is true?
Oh, that's a great question. If it validates them on that, I assume, depending what their other beliefs are, it's gonna validate those and push them even harder to go find the truth in what their thought process is. Make sense?
Okay, so it validates that they were right about this conspiracy theory, and then they'll kind of pursue the other conspiracy theories that they might have.
Yeah, I would expect an increase in FOIA requests.
Okay. So, and I always wondered about that. Like, okay, so you were right. What? So, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I think, okay, you were 100% right. There are aliens. And, like, what does it matter that there are aliens? Like, what is the point of these conspiracy theorists going down these rabbit holes? If you're wrong, then people think you're a kook. If you're right, people think, okay, yeah, and what else? I think
that's kind of the point of what those hearings were last week. Was it was like, I think they were hoping it'd be some kind of bombshell, like, oh my God, they exist, and the people that saw were like, yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for telling us, but we already knew that. You want to tell us there's a war in Iraq next? It's kind of what the feeling was. Like, tell us something we don't know for a change.
Yeah, I've always, I think that's why I have a tough time with conspiracy theories, and people who follow them to you find out that what you've been researching is true.
Yeah.
So what, so what does that mean? In most cases, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, you're right. And like, is your life now going to be totally better off that you've proven that there are aliens? Most of the case, no. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Anyone that really knows me knows I love a good conspiracy theory. Those are the podcasts I listen to for something to do when I'm driving. I have them on in the background of my office and my work day because I think they're fun, and they're all basically the same. Once you find one subject, I mean, the source material is basically the same for all of them, so you get the idea of what they are. But I also am smart enough to understand that they give you enough niblets of what is true to try to tie it all together. But, it's still a giant leap for what it is.
Okay. And I equate your love of conspiracy theories very much the same way my love of cults are. I love watching a good cult docuseries. Yeah. I'm fascinated with these cults and, how they get formed and how their leaders take over. And I would never join one.
Yeah.
I would never join one. Probably the same way I get fascinated with these, these true life crime docuseries. I'm not going to go kill someone. That's the way I look at you with you and your conspiracy theories is I find them fascinating. I find them, totally fun. They don't own my life. They don't rule my life. They're an entertainment. We were talking about entertainment, right? Yeah. At the very beginning of it's entertainment, nothing more. And if you prove that a conspiracy theory is correct and someone says, see, I was vindicated, fantastic.
It's like that.
What's next in your life? Because if that was all your life was to vindicate yourself on a conspiracy theory that really doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Well,
You know
it's
what I mean?
like that. It's like that scene from Jurassic Park with Newman, Wayne Knight on the beach when he's getting the embryos.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, see, and he starts like yelling the guy's name and pointing that he's here, and he's like, see, nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's what finding out the conspiracy you thought was true is like. It's like,
Well,
oh yeah,
like,
nobody cares.
let me ask you this question. So if at some point some president releases all of the evidence of the JFK assassination,
Yeah.
and whether you believe it was one man or you believe it was a conspiracy, you know, a group of people, let's say that you discover what the truth is. From a mysteries perspective, I'm going to be very happy. Wow, okay, I think we finally know, right?
Yeah.
But from a conspiracy theorist position, what is it going to tell you? It's either going to ruin your conspiracy theory and you say, oh, I don't believe a word of it anyways because it goes against my conspiracy theory, or you're going to say, see, I showed you, I told you, I told you. Yeah.
It doesn't ruin it because if whatever the results are, if you agree with the results because that's your theory, you're proven right.
Uh-huh.
If the theories that they have are the complete opposite of what you're thinking or not in line with what your theories are, you just call that a conspiracy on top of the conspiracy that's just trying to convolute the actual truth. So you feed into your own paranoia.
Well, and that's the thing is that the conspiracy theories are a manifest in a person's mind, and I think that's why a lot of people think conspiracy theorists are nut jobs, because if someone proves to you that your belief in your theory is wrong, you instantly think, oh, see, it's another conspiracy theory on a conspiracy theory. But if you're proven right, okay, you think you've been vindicated on something that really no one cares about. No one cares about. So that's why I have a tough time with those. Like, I don't get them. I just don't get them.
And I, like I said, I like to have fun with them. You know, when I was up in Denver, I was talking to the EP. We took the kids to a children's museum, Science and Nature Museum one day. And we met up with some of my old friends from high school. They're my brother's friends up there now. And great people. And one of the stories I was listening to on my morning walk was talking about the Denver International Airport and the theories behind that, because that's a whole can of conspiracies.
Right.
And the theory on that is, like most prisons in secure areas have the fences with the barbed wires, but the barbed wires on the outside, not letting people get in. At the Denver airport, the barbed wire is facing the inside, like it's trying to keep something in.
Okay.
And there have been claims of, weird primal roars and screaming in secluded areas of it. So now someone's theorizing that it's a prison for aliens on this planet, not a government bunker for when the world ends.
Oh, okay. See, and both of those, I've never heard of either of those theories at all. So that's
You've never heard any of the theories on Denver International Airport?
No, but you got to remember, if either of them are true, okay. I don't put any emotion into it. Like if either one of those is true, or let's say both of them are true, okay. Like, does that mean I'm not going to fly into Denver International Airport anymore? No. I'm still going to fly there. So it doesn't do anything to my life to change anything more than, oh, that's interesting. Okay.
That makes sense. I get that. I get that. To me, it's just an interesting thought process.
Let me ask you a question. If you found out that one of those theories was true, would it change how you flew or traveled into Denver to see the EP?
No.
Would you necessarily use that airport? Maybe you say, you know what, from now on, I'll just fly into Colorado Springs and then drive up or something.
No, I don't think it makes a difference one way or the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the same thing. The world's not ending.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't make a difference, then you might as well
just enjoy life, right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, because maybe something truly is there.
I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to think of something that might change my behavior. Do you have any conspiracy theories that if you found out it was true, that it would change your behavior?
Well, I'll go back to the alien one.
Okay.
Just for the sake of that was the hearing last week, and that the working theories out there among us, they're in disguise.
Okay.
If it came out, because this, like I said, everything ties into these loose theories that give you enough strands of truth that make you start tugging on it, saying, "See, I was right. I was right."
Mm-hmm.
And one of the theories out there, this is always one of my favorites because it's very wackadoo, is the reptilians. We've talked about them. Avril Lavigne, live in the Earth.
Yeah.
That they don't actually have physical disguises. They have the ability to alter what we see. So they're walking around normal, but they're just altering our minds to see that they're really a 6-foot white man versus a 9-foot tall reptile.
Oh, okay.
So, there's that theory. So if the instance that we found out that was true, for whatever reason, that is the one that would make me change my behavior. Something along that line. We're like, okay, well, now I understand. So now you have to wonder, like, well, is everyone or who isn't? It's basically, it's a They Live scenario. You remember the movie They Live?
No, I never saw that.
You ever saw that with Roddy Piper?
No.
Where they had to put on the sunglasses and they saw that.
You just said why I haven't seen that. Roddy Piper's in it? Yeah. No, I didn't see that.
First off, it's a cult classic from the 80s.
Okay.
I'm surprised you of all people at that age when it came out didn't go see it.
No, I wasn't big into cult classics like that. Like
it wasn't a classic back then.
No, and that's the thing. So if it wasn't mainstream, I didn't go see it.
Oh my god. I think you would appreciate because the premise of the movie is like these guys are passing through town and they come across these special sunglasses. They put them on. They see that people aren't actually people. They're, I'm not gonna say zombies, but like some kind of alien thing.
Yeah.
And all the advertising is saying consume, consume, consume. And they basically now they have to kill all these people because they're not humans. So that's the famous line. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Never heard that.
No, I'd never heard that. I'd never heard the movie before, but that's a reflection more on me than on the movie.
Well, I would suggest just for research purposes, because also I think this is a movie I think you would appreciate at this age because of the consumerism and the subliminal messaging in the world. And this is kind of Hollywood's hot take at the moment of what that actually was. I think it's a Roger Corman movie, so it's probably why you never heard of it.
And as we wrap this up, I just realized I just watched a documentary about a woman who was married to a man for 10 years and found out that the man was having a secret life where he was basically having affairs with so many other women while also having an affair with a 16-year-old that got him into jail. That is not a conspiracy theory per se, but that would shake, I think, the foundations of most people. Like, wow, I trusted this life and it was not what it was proclaiming to be. So maybe you're right. Maybe if I trusted a conspiracy theory, was not true that emotionally, and then it got turned out that I was totally, wrong about my assumptions. Yeah, I guess maybe you're right. Maybe my life would change on something like that.
Yeah.
Like you would behave differently if you like you said, if you were looking at a 6-foot man, white man, and realized now, no, that's a 9-foot lizard.
Yeah.
I guess that would make you kind of change your thought. Like, wow, okay, so when I'm talking to this person, I'm really not talking to this person. Have you ever done that? Have you ever found out something about a person that might have been a secret and then talk to that person knowing the secret, but then trying to act like you don't?
Yeah.
Or they don't know that you know the secret, and so they're talking to you like they normally talk to you, and you're realizing like, wow, I'm talking to someone that is not what they say they are.
Yeah, you realize how full of shit someone is.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess maybe not with a conspiracy theory of, okay, so you found out something else, so what? But yeah, something that I was emotionally invested in, I think it would shock me in my system. So maybe that's what the conspiracy theorists, because they're so emotionally invested in that theory, that when it changes or doesn't, or it works the way they think it is, it jacks them up.
Well, it's a sense of community in that sense too, because you find your own peace in that chaos of what that theory is. And so some of those people just, they cling to it so tight because they have to believe in it because it's so far fetched that that they have to believe in it to justify their emotions and their behaviors.
Yeah. Yeah. And, that happens. And so I guess I've changed my tune a little bit that yes, I could see that, okay, if you found out a conspiracy theory had been blown, like the Senate hearing, it might change the way you look at the world, the way you act in its world. So I'm okay with that for people if they thought that there were aliens and were told for a long time there weren't. The vindication might say, you see, I told you, and now they would act differently. I get it. I'm okay with that. I can live with that.
Yeah. But like I said, go back, look for that viral video of that woman freaking out of the airplane. It was everywhere for about a week.
Oh, okay. I will.
And
then watch They Lived. I got to watch They Lived.
You got to watch They Live.
Or They Live or They Lived?
They Live.
They Live. Okay.
I think it's on Prime. I have to go back and look and see where it's at. But
okay. Thank God for Prime, baby. Thank God for Prime.
It's worthwhile. Like I do think you would enjoy what it is in today's world. It's a classic. Like it's one of those bad movie classics that just holds up.
I just don't want you to put too much pressure on believing that about me, because I think basketball. You thought I would appreciate that one too, and you know me, I'm a snob.
Well, you might watch that now and appreciate it with the amount of teams that have moved since you've watched it last.
That is true.
Hey, quest for more money and more contracts with all these athletes. You might have a different appreciation on American sports satire.
I might try it again.
I'm just saying. After all these years, it's been a
decade. After all these years, yeah, I'll try it again.
As we wrap it up today, man, it's like if you've heard a good theory that you didn't think was true, but it turns out it was. We want to hear about it. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, all at Liquid Carnage. If you want to give any late summer, early fall fun tips to our EP, Tom, about things to do in Denver, hit him up on liquid_EP on Twitter and the Instagram.
Oh, that was wonderful. Well, that was an interesting kind of conversation. That was kind of cool. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, man, I'm here to help.
All right. Hey, man. Everyone,
I'm just happy. I'm the one that watched the news for once, and I saw something.
Yeah, you saw something on the news. I'm gonna have to look up the news story now because I did not hear that. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening. We always appreciate you. That was Scott. I'm Jason. And as always, if you never know quite what to say, just have yourself some Liquid Carnage.